solo panel. You might be surprised by this. As mentioned, I'm Snuffy. I like to consider myself a creative in the VTuber industry, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about that in this panel actually. Kind of a love letter to you guys in the crowd, honestly, for many different reasons. I've been active in the VTuber community for about 6 years. Oh my god, 6 years, that's freaking crazy. I consider myself a veteran. I know there's some people who have started basically before the big boom of VTubers in the NA scene and stuff like that, but I definitely think I am an old dog here. It's an honor to be here again. Thank you for hosting me. Thank you guys for coming. I'm gonna kick off my big panel now, my first ever panel. Thank you again. Okay. A lot of things that I've been mastering and learning recently, and kind of like my big journey here as a VTuber and somebody who is kind of even pleading to you guys as not to be like super sappy, but as a way to pursue your dreams or express yourself. That's always been something that's really been important to me. I actually got into VTubing with animation, a lot of different fandom topics, even video games. I've been into animation since I was pretty much out of the womb. I was a big weeb in like maybe 2013 was my big years. I was into some of the most, like Death Note and Fullmetal Alchemist, Bleach, all that classic stuff. It never left. I liked cartoons and things too, but that whole culmination of animation industry stuck with me. And fast forward to maybe a decade later, this little raccoon got a YouTube recommendation for something called HoloLive, and the rest was history. It was basically like the realization that everything I had ever dreamed of, combined with playing video games and being a creative creation brought to life, was magical. So I instantly was like, how do I accomplish this? How do I become what this is? And I looked so far into it, I got super into it, and it was so far and still going a very long journey of nothing but creativity. In this day and age of like 2026 and onward, there's a lot of stuff going on with AI and stuff that makes art and creativity kind of diminished or even questionable. So I feel like a lot of people have asked me, especially during my meet and greet, what's your advice? And what are your tips? Why do you do it? And stuff like that. And it made me start thinking about if I could tell somebody anything, and this is not a VTuber instruction panel. It's basically just, I want you guys to cherish yourselves and never feel cringe and always enjoy your passions, because I think being yourself is amazing. If you can do things like taking silly Warrior Cats books and reading them, or enjoying fun songs from your favorite artists that you found through silly memes. A lot of people told me they found me through the Meta Room song that's shown down here, because it became like an animation meme. If you guys have never seen those, it's kind of something where people enjoy a song and they just kind of make a faux music video to it. And people started asking me like, oh Snuffy, had you seen when your song became an animation meme? And I had no idea. People just liked the song and they thought it was really groovy, so they took it far. And you can go on YouTube right now and see mini videos with over 1 million views. Almost all of them have been amazing. And I was like, this is crazy, this is amazing. I don't know, somebody came up to me and they were like, I had to figure out where the song came from, and I was shocked that it was just a VTuber, like not a video game or a show or anything. This song originated from a VTuber. So you would be surprised how far just doing something you like because you like it can like touch another person and bring it much farther than yourself. So that was another thing that I wanted to talk about is I kind of want to give a huge shout out, since this is a VTuber panel and a VTuber con, to some of my huge inspirations and people I truly think push that kind of crazy reality. These are some of the ones that I could think of. If you guys know any of them, they are fantastic creatives. They are super original people. They are, I think, some of the most, I don't know what the word would be, like, they spear creativity in the industry. Because they solely follow what they enjoy. They like these things. They pursue them. There's a lot of people who have asked me like, oh, I wanted to do it sort of like another VTuber, or I wanted to, I don't know where to start with my ideas and stuff like that. And I think you should genuinely just be yourself on things. If you like cars, or if you like animation or video games, or maybe even you really like a favorite character from a show, and you want to be just like them, well, you should be. You should dress like them. You should act like them. Who cares? You know, it's awesome. If that's something you like, you should be like that. You should really take these things and, you know, pursue them with yourself. So I don't know. Do you guys know any of these VTubers? Like Alpine, Pumpkin Potion, Molly, or Big Nose? You guys know them? Yeah, they're amazing. And I think they've taken off so far because of who they are and being like a standoutish individual. I actually have some other ones that I wanted to shout out too. So these guys, to not be so conventional here, like these ones I think really stretch the industry norm here. But there's even some that you guys are definitely aware of that do so much more as well. So these guys have unique aesthetics, and I think these guys have a lot of passion just being themselves, and it's taken them very far. These are some examples that I wanted to show you guys. I'm sure you're all aware of Miss Andrea, Fillion, and Mel, and myself. But these are some of my favorite moments that I feel like really go a long way. And I'm totally not biased by saying that I think 3D VTubing is very cool, but it is an insanely inventive industry. I feel like VTubing is super cool because there's no limit. It's purely creation, so you can be a 3D or a live 2D VTuber, but it's like saying that you can be like an atom making up a particle, you know what I mean? Like, you can do anything you want. You can be an animated little worm on the floor and it doesn't matter. So some of my favorite things is when people utilize different medias to express themselves, whether it's 3D or 2D, like in my idea. I utilize like a paper theater vibe with live 2D, so it kind of looks layered and a little bit immersive like that. But I love it when others do 3D, and like in Mel's stream, they pose themselves in a way that look personable, like they look like they're really there. Or, for example, like iMouse's streams when she tours around, and having that sort of layer of emotion and creativity amongst everyday life is something that is just phenomenal to me. And I think VTubing is such a creative industry when it comes to that. You never know what could be the next big idea, what people could get up to, and things like that. Well, that's basically my big spiel to you guys. I'm sorry if I like rambled a bit here, but I just really wanted to comment on a love letter to the creativity of the industry and the things that you guys motivate us all to accomplish. I really wanted to talk about this because it's something that I've learned a lot. I know I've been streaming for 6 years, but it isn't until recently that I feel like I have kind of embraced my own interests rather than hopping trends or trying to just think of something that could be like a popular pool, and I realized, wait, hook, line, and sinker is your interests. As long as you are passionate about something, you can instantly hook somebody onto a topic. You can just sound, you know, I could be the #1 wood chip enthusiast, and if I just put up a really compelling like sentence here, like, did you know all wood chips vary from like H11305, the color hue, more often than they do darker wood? You would nod and be like, no shit. But you know, so as long as you're passionate about something, you don't have to like try and hop on a popular trend. You can create that. You might not think so, but as long as you've got something to like tell somebody, there's somebody out there who's willing to listen, and you never know how far that can go. So, with all that said, does anybody want to ask some freaking questions? Push his fingers together shyly. It's okay, no, you guys don't have to. I can come up with my anyway, Snuffy, how did you get so based?
So if you'd like to ask a question, feel free to start lining up. Our staff will help guide you to the mic.
Hi, Snuffy.
I'll make sure you stand
Hello!
close.
Hi. Are you excited for the new Final Fantasy?
Oh my god! What do you mean the new Final Fantasy? There's 17 of them now?
No, the new expansion for 15.
Oh my god, don't even get me started. I don't know what it is, but I blinked and suddenly like every VTuber plays Final Fantasy 14 and I've never eaten so well in my life. I was just talking about this during my meet and greet, but seeing things like the Fan Fest recently with Iron Mouse's concert and stuff, I'm just like, oh boy, 2 cakes, like my favorite video game ever. And now it's so integrated with VTuber stuff. What the heck?
Yeah,
This is
I saw
awesome.
Mousy sing during Fan Fest.
Oh my, when I heard her sing those songs, it was so crazy. It's like your hero singing your favorite TV show theme, you know? Like, wow! I'm so excited. I can't wait, and I really hope more is to come with 8.0 on Final Fantasy's new expansion.
Yeah, it's like the new revival.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm kind of nervous for the, what do they call it, the advanced mode, but I think all the things on.
Evolved mode, I think they're calling it.
Evolved, yes.
Yes.
I have an open mind for that. I think it'll be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm ready to try it. I need to watch the video.
You need to watch. I've watched the video maybe like 3 times. That's not enough. 30 times.
Thank you for your curiosity.
Hello. Okay,
Hello?
I'm gonna bug you about 3D VTubing because you brought it up.
Oh,
It's been a little while, you've been doing live TV pretty consistently for a while, but when I joined, you were the orange 3D raccoon girl with the best facial tracking in the market at the time.
Yeah.
So do you think you're gonna go back there, or are you like all in on live 2D right now? How are you feeling about 3D in the current ecosystem? Because I know Warudo's kind of taken everything over.
Okay, so this is a great question that I think will interest a lot of people here because I have, like I said, I've been in the industry for about 6 years now. And to a fault, I am kind of a perfectionist. So that really impacts a lot of the decisions I have and the patience I do here. So I did, and as you can probably see here, I do have a bias for 3D VTubing. I think it's amazing. I think it really brings a character to life. It shows everybody's unique personality with body language. And for example, like Fillion, you can do a lot of skits and gags and stunts that really capture people's attention. And I did that for a long time. I had invested into a mocap suit myself. It was I think a $10,000 investment. And that's when I learned a lot of harsh lessons. Like, a lot of these 3D setups, not only are they very expensive, but it's almost a trend in itself, where it's sort of, there's a lot of different startups, a lot of different companies, and a lot of people who are making equipment themselves. So for things like, you've probably seen like Makopi, or I forget the name of the stuff that actually Fillion used recently, which was like a $50,000 setup. There's a huge bar now between industry standard and what's commonly seen between things that you probably can do with a webcam, and the quality can differ for many different reasons. It can differ between the equipment you're using, or even how well your model is rigged and fine-tuned to be 3D. Like, do your elbows invert? Do they bend? Do they bend backwards? Is your face tracked well? And there's probably over 12 people that would need to be involved and paid to make a setup like that. It can be a really daunting process, and I'm not even familiar with Warudo too well myself. I really want to learn more, but honestly, every time I've used it, it's kind of been very jank on me. I think I'm cursed. So that's been my issue, is I think 3D is more obtainable than ever, but it's also very, very hard to fine-tune it. And a lot of people excel at different parts between rigging, modeling, tracking, and even that fine-tuning. So I think I've just kind of been in a very long waiting game of like, I know what I want in 3D VTubing, and I need to wait until I can get everybody's hands on it, like the right modeler, the right rigger, the right program, the right setup. I do want to like tackle that again though. It's just a lot, honestly.
For sure. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Great question.
Hi, Snuffy.
Hello.
So you've talked about VTubers who have kind of promoted like creativity and like dynamics and all that kind of thing. My question for you is, who's your favorite? No, not who's your favorite, but who would you say is the VTuber that has inspired yourself the most?
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
kind of putting you on the spot here. I'll accept
No.
2 answers.
I'm a glazer. I absolutely appreciate giving people the praise they deserve. Personally, there's one, I can't even remember their name of, but I think I clicked on their stream and their overlay had shocked me. And I was like, holy crap, this is one of the coolest overlays I've ever seen on the stream. And I instantly got inspired to try and tackle creating my own interesting overlay that was more than just like the token VTuber background with like bed and stuff like that. And I started making this like layered environment because they had done something similar. I wish I could remember their name, but I do know, I honestly think maybe Alpine Showtime has been one of my biggest inspirations. I'm a little biased. Their aesthetic kind of lines up with mine pretty well. They do a very classic take on things like, if you guys ever watch like public broadcasting, like Mr. Rogers and stuff like that, they kind of take a huge inspiration from like early 90s and 80s children's programming, and they add these really cool filters, and they handcrafted their own model to even have the rigging be accurate to like a stop motion. It's just nonstop amazing. Like every time I see their work, I'm like, that is so freaking creative. What a genius.
Thank you, Snuffy.
Of course, thank you.
Watch your step.
Hi Snuffy, I'm Coyote. I hope that you thought of my proposal yesterday, and also, you're like you have so many like creative models, like your old like goth one that was like pixelated and 3D, and like your wizard one that is like probably one of your favorite models of yours right now. And I was just curious if you have any like other aesthetics or like art styles that you were thinking of like exploring in your future models.
I actually, if you guys want to, I can show you something I haven't even shown some of my highest supporting fans right now. I'm eager to show it out there, but it is a huge aesthetic, I guess, influenced model. This was actually going to be a model I had last year for winter, but again, these things take so much time, and unfortunately, I can't even say if this will happen this winter. It might even be winter 2027. But it's something that's already been concepted. It's sort of a similar aesthetic to these, but let me show you guys. Let me pull it up really quick. So this would be the concept. I hope you guys like it. It's pretty cute, right? It takes a lot of inspiration off of like little gestures and that whimsicality idea, but also into like the dresses I've been into and stuff. I really love it though. I would die for this. The Pete's. Oh my gosh, yes, the Pete's. Wait, let me bring it back up. Look at these Pete's, dude. I'm getting official Pete's on the design. Look at that. Oh my god. Also, I'm debating. I'm still chewing over your proposal. I do remember it. It didn't leave my mind all yesterday. I was like, dang. I got the moves laid on me.
You can answer whenever you like, Snuffy. We'll be waiting for you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Snuffy.
Hello.
I wanted to ask, I've been watching for quite a while, and I know you've been, like you said, you've been streaming a while. You've been through all these different, stages of 2D and 3D streaming, and I think we've seen the industry, make movements. We've seen, huge improvements in face tracking. We've seen, full body tracking and different kinds of things. And I guess I was wondering, as familiar as you are, is there anywhere you hope that, I guess there's a big push made or maybe some kind of technology you're hoping to see what come out?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like that's another reason why I wanted to talk about the different kinds of inventivity, if that's even a word, is because I have been in the industry for 6 years, and as you guys know, I've had a bunch of different designs, models between like the pixelated, the 3D, the insane like facial tracking accuracy moment, and even now when it's more of just a stylized thing. If I had to, I honestly think I would have to think it over, but I do know the direction people are taking things right now where you can pay a pretty fair penny to get a customizable model and you can edit it. I love that. That was something that I was like, oh, that is fantastic. It kind of reminds me of like old Flash games where it's like, make your own Sonic OC on like new grounds, you know? And I once did this, okay, go giggle, but me and my friends once bought one of the cheap ones that was like $25, and like 5 of us in Discord, we all just had our webcams on and created our own OCs and just did like a kind of a parallel play where we were all just our characters, you know? It's like having a webcam with your friends. But we're all VTubers because you don't even have to use it for streaming. You can use it for character design and expression. I love that. I hope there's more kind of like easily obtainable design opportunities in the VTuber industry. Like, because it's pretty hard, you know, to find somebody who's affordable, who can do things like unique characters and stuff. So I hope that.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Sandy.
Hello.
I don't know if it's possibly the two-parter question about this, the different things, but the first one is, as I've been watching more and more VTubers and considered the idea of actually VTubing, so like, what would your recommendation to be for like programs or applications to start a VTuber model?
Yeah, so that actually goes great with the last question. I 100% think that you should look at the website. It's called the VGen. I think they actually sponsored this con a little bit too. They are a great platform. They have a lot of those models I told you about where they have like easily affordable, customizable designs. So if you want to start somewhere, that's great, and it can depend on if you want to do Warudo, which I believe is maybe a $5 or $10 first-time purchase. They do have a free version, same with VTube Studio. You can do trial versions on those. And then you can do Streamlabs OBS or regular OBS for recording software. But then I do say 100% take note of this one where it says, you are passion and your special interests will take you where you want to go. Be passionate about what you like. Don't worry about doing what somebody else has done. You will pave the way for yourself if you want to.
Okay.
So sorry, I will have to cut you off. If you have a follow-up question, feel free to line up again. But VGen is the sponsor of OshiUplink. They do have a booth in our exhibitor hall. If you want to check out their technology, check out what they have to offer, please take a look.
Hi there, Snuffy. Wrong Lego username. Been watching you since you were pink. You're the reason I eat the lands when I do command Magic the Gathering draft. So I've consumed a lot
What's
of
your
cardboard.
favorite land to eat?
Mountains are pretty spicy.
I was gonna say mountain. I knew it. I was like, it's mountains. Isn't
But
it?
when you eat a forest, it's like little broccoli.
That's fantastic.
My question. So just yesterday, Sloppy Sisters announced that Fantastic Reality. Whoa. Are there any other musical endeavors you're looking to do in the future? And can we get maybe a set list leak? I gotta practice.
Yeah. Okay, so here's with Fantastic Reality coming up and another opportunity brought to me by the amazing Miss Dopey Bird, it has definitely given me a lot more experience with music and covers. It usually shakes me to my very core. I feel a little bit of regret that I feel both equally extremely passionate about making music and also that it's probably the thing I fear the most. I think it literally strikes what do they call it, stage fright in me to the most extreme amount, which is kind of crazy considering what I do for my job here as streaming, because that's, I'm already on stage practically. Why would singing shock me so much? But thankfully these opportunities to do it with the girls, whether it's with the Sloppy Sisters or even 3AM's covers, have given me so much experience that I was just talking with my manager about, like, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to do my own song, solely my own song.
Woo!
So I think I really feel that. I am gonna plan my own cover song. I think I'll start with just a cover, and he did kind of hint to me, like, would you ever consider like an original song? And I was like, in my freaking dreams I would. But if you guys are excited for that sort of thing, I won't tell you what it is yet, but I will. I think I'm gonna cook a cover song, and I'd love to get it animated and everything. But I'm getting like kind of bashful. But if you are into that, I hope you look forward to it. I'm definitely cooking something.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can't wait to see you too if you go to the concert.
Thank you. Watch your step.
Hello, Snuffy.
Hello.
I'm kind of a new viewer, so I'm not sure whether you've answered this question before, but as an artist and content creator, have you ever been at a crossroads where you would have to choose between job security and pursuing your passions? And what gave you the confidence that pursuing your passions is something worthwhile to do?
Okay, I hope this doesn't sound too like poetic here, but I guess when it became anything else, it's sort of the vibe of like passion is your like thriving here, because I guess it just also determines like what makes you happiest. Many people will like lament in the old 9 to 5 that I wish I could be doing anything else. But even that, you can kind of feel like it takes a toll on your mentality. And when you do something that you feel passionate in, like if it's drawing and stuff like that, and it makes you happy and you see yourself smiling, and when you, like if you post your art online and you get a few likes and people say like, wow, this is amazing, and you feel that sparkle in your chest, I never thought when I started it would be what it is. I didn't ever start VTubing because I was like, I'm gonna make money from this. This is gonna be what I do for a living. I played games and I loved creativity and I loved animation. So I just gave it a try and people really liked it. So that's why I say that if you're passionate, I think that will go farther than you think it will. As long as, like, you might have to take some time, you know, cook it, plan it, let it simmer, you know, take some time to get it out there and stuff like that. But never think that, like, it should be risky. I don't think you should ever jeopardize, like, you know, being able to afford things or anything like that. But I think your passion will take you where you want to be. I think if you feel strongly about it and you pursue that, you will master it and people will find interest in it just as you do. And you might be surprised, just like animation right now with indie animation, it's like these people were only a storyboard artist for another show, and here they are making successful series on their own, just because they really loved it. And you know, they talked to people who had the same interests, they shared it. So I would say that, just continue to build an environment that suits your special interests. If you want to take it further, continue that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Just a quick reminder, if you could turn off your phone's volume or put it on silent mode, that would be appreciated.
Hi, Snuffy.
Hello!
So my question, it could be a little technical, but it's more on design aspects. So as somebody who's thought about maybe trying VTubing, but with something that's a bit more on like the insect/animal side instead of like just a normal sort of human style, and you have so many different outfits and models and stuff with different animal effects on it. Whenever you're going with artists and other like and riggers and all these other people involved in it, how do you feel like designing all these sort of more animal extra pieces for all those different things goes into versus say just a more normal human style one with some extra accessories on it?
That's a good question. I think that there's a bunch of different technicalities that might be great for thinking of what you want to do, and I do think that a lot of it can come from the artists themselves. As long as you find like an artist that you really like, maybe. And I'm sure it can be something you don't even think about, like having a favorite cereal. You may not even think, why do I like Fruity Pebbles more than Frosted Flakes or something? And if you really dug down, you're like, well, I like the fruitiness, I like the texture. It can be the same with an artist, like, oh, I like the way they draw the ears. I have a fan art artist who draws me a lot with big paws, and everybody loves that. It's not something I have on my designs, but it's something that kind of even inspired the design I just showed you guys, where I have little peats instead of actual feet. Another thing that I can tell you that's great for keeping in mind on memorable designs is the classic artist rule of silhouettes, which is if you completely darkened your model, would you be recognizable? That's a great thing a lot of VTubers and character designers keep in mind, is like, if I was completely darkened, let me see if I can even do that right now. To show you guys, like if I was truly just like this, would you be like, oh my god, it's Snuffy, who's that Pokemon? Yeah. So just, that's a good thing too, like if you look too much like an animal, they would be like, oh, that's simply just a bug on the screen. Or if you have some unique like differences, it could really be like, oh, that's so-and-so, the special talking cockroach or something. So that's my advice, is find an artist where you like maybe a mixture of both, like if you like, you know, kind of an animalistic vibe, or even more of like an anthro vibe, or something totally unique. And also try and create a very cool, unique silhouette as well.
Okay, that's really interesting. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you, watch yourself.
Hello, Snuffy.
Hello!
Hey, just wanted to say here, boy, my voice doesn't do it any justice. I wanted to say, since we have been friends for quite some time, from playing together, Final Fantasy, talking about magic, and all sorts of stuff of your career and all that, as a friend, I am very proud of you. And also,
That's not a question.
and also, and I'm glad to actually be your friend for over 5 to 6 years. Now, okay, now here is the question.
Okay, lay it on me.
Okay, have you got your jelly bean ticket
My jelly bean ticket?
from Final Fantasy? The chicken boat.
Oh, dude, I don't laugh, but I actually didn't. I was gonna make it quick and like beg people.
Well, I guess
please give me your code.
this is gonna be a second part. I'm sorry. I know you said one question. Do you want a chicken emote?
Oh, I do. I really do. Please give me your chicken emote. If you have a spare chicken emote, please send some fried chicken.
Hey, can someone actually grab my jacket over there?
Uh-oh.
This one? Yep. Because
Are you gonna read it off? Nobody else will read it.
Let me quick something.
Don't steal my code, you guys.
Yep.
Oh my god.
This is the part of the Oh. Yep. So I guess it's supposed to be here. They join me, I think. Where the heck is it?
You have to go on their website and fill out a form.
Oh, you do?
You have to fill out a form?
Okay, you know what? I'll post it in Discord privately for you. How's that sound?
Please do. I appreciate you. Thank you for thinking of me too.
Okay. Now I gotta go eat more 5 pieces more chicken.
Is there a Jollibee in Toronto, you guys?
Yes.
Oh, I've never had Jollibee. There's none near me. I am so jealous. Ugh. I need to try their spaghetti and see if it's comparable to the Ohio Classic. I had somebody talk to me and they said they were from Cincy and they were like, oh yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, Skyline chili. And they were like, yeah, I love Skyline. Have you had it, Snuffy? And I was like, no, actually, I never have. I told them I would do a stream where I started dipping my fingers in it, just like the sauce stream. So if you guys see that, I'm so sorry.
So I was okay with that because there was no one lining up, but for next time, keep in mind that there may be other people with burning questions for their lovely Oshi or Faith. So make sure that you only have one. All right, thank you for your patience.
No worries. Okay, I need to ask you about lore. I know with the re-debut, not re-debut, there's, you know, a new design, and with that probably comes some context that you may or may not have shared in detail. Also, we have asked many times about the moon and why he looks that way, and how sometimes the vibes are rancid when he's on screen. So yeah, how do you feel about lore in general, and/or what's the lore going on with the new model?
Okay, so this is a great question too, because I feel like this goes into my idea of originality and stuff like that, because I went through lore before and it was kind of a difficult project. I ran into a lot of like walls and stuff like that between like my vision and how other people kind of interpreted it and stuff like that. And when it came down to making a result, I got kind of into this creative funk of like, dang, I kind of wish I could just do this all myself. Which is kind of selfish, I guess. But I was like, I don't know if other people are kind of getting the idea that I had here. So a big thing was, the first time I tried to do a big lore concept with the Reaper model, I felt like it didn't hit the mark that I was happy with. I was like, I kind of want something specific. I wanted it to be more themed with the like the stream and stuff like that. So now that it comes down to this design, it's a bit out there. And I have, like I've mentioned on stream that I have this project on YouTube I'm cooking with a separate character. So I'm trying my best now to ignore the fact that like I'm gonna do it mostly myself, and I'm not gonna like cringe over the fact. If you guys don't think my AU original character world is cool, well then you're wrong. So what I've tried to do is basically create a universe that is both unique, it's both kind of like an environment that interacts with my community, like having the curators be part of the world as a species. I really want to kind of write something that will inspire people. It will kind of envision in fan arts and stuff like that. And I'm trying to be, honestly, I'm kind of ambitious with it. I'm writing like basically a whole world, like a literal world itself where there are multiple characters who occupy the world almost as like a creature of benevolence. So it's not like a society, it's just like these token characters occupied with the curators, and what their roles are and why do they exist here to give you content is kind of the lore now. And the moon, well, I guess you'll just have to see.
Alright, drop the lore dot, we want to see it, thank you.
The lore dot, that sounds scary.
Lore dot
That's good though, it's good, I swear.
Hey, how's it going, Snuffy?
Hello.
So I don't know how applicable this question might be for you, but what's one strong belief you held as a new streamer that you now completely disagree with, and what changed your mind?
Man, you guys have great questions. I appreciate you guys. Before I answer, I just want to say, as my first panel, these are some great questions, and I really appreciate it. Okay, that's a good, I think a lot of it is, again, to just regurgitate the same thing I've said 1,000 times was, I remember, and it's kind of funny, in retrospect, I suppose, I created Orange Snuffy, for example, and I knew I wanted to be a raccoon, and that my concepts were two things. One, I had really low self-esteem, and I was like, I don't know what to identify with. I love characters and I love animals, but I don't have like an animal persona that I align with. So I was like, hey, I'm literally trash, my personality is trash, my humor is trash, I'll be a raccoon. Which was both kind of demeaning to myself, but it did, have a cute relation to me. And two, I chose Orange Snuffy actually because she was orange. And I really looked at other VTubers at the time and I was like, you know what? Not a lot of VTubers are orange. So I was like, here's a standoutish color, which honestly was pretty good. A lot of people did really like that. And Orange Snuffy is one of the most beloved designs I've ever had. So it was true, but I don't really even like the color orange. So I was like, I really like the color blue. I want to be blue so bad. So that's another thing is like, you can make decisions based on how much you want to see success, but will you be happy long term? And maybe some people can do that, but for me, I just really wanted something that I really enjoyed. It made things a lot easier for me.
I see. Well, you made some very good points. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna follow up that great question with a silly question. CC Live to say hi back. I said
I
hi
did,
for you.
I did. Oh my god, you won't even believe. I'm not to embarrass you, but we totally gushed over you. Riley messaged me, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe they
She
actually
said she was
took
gonna
it
DM you
forward.
right during the meet and greet.
She did. She literally was like, hey, I say hi back, and I was like, oh my gosh, no way, I can't believe they remembered. And then they started telling me that they knew you. They were like, oh, I love when they stop by. They stopped by before, and they were the kindest person. And I was like, yes, oh my god, Snuffy fans are fantastic. So we totally gushed about you, and I appreciate you sending the word.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I do have another question for you. As an artist, have you collaborated with other artists? And if so, what is your favorite aspect of doing collaborations?
I've never done like a collab piece of art, I guess, like a finish it. I've seen people do trends where you can kind of like somebody does the line art and somebody colors and stuff. But me and my friends sometimes who become a more experienced artist than me, we do love to doodle together between like birthday presents to each other that are personal gifts, or I know sometimes me and my friends would go on Roblox and we'd go to those like draw worlds where you can just draw on the floor like you have chalk almost. And I do a lot of that, like big group piles, or like if you've ever seen like the magma site where people can draw all on one canvas. I like doing that kind of stuff, but I've never actually done like an art collab with somebody.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hiya.
So I'm a meathead slash coconut. I was always curious, how did you and meat become friends actually?
Oh my gosh. Man, that's actually a great question. I feel like I don't even remember the first time I even talked to me. I want to say I'm gonna just throw it on the wall. We probably met through like a VR chat collab, like a big group gathering somewhere. And I think Meat was just somebody where like, you just click, I guess. I think she kind of stayed with me. I was really nervous and shy, and Meat kind of saw that with my body language. And she stayed by my side, and she kind of held my hand, and she was like, hey, it's okay, you know, I can help introduce you. And she kind of helped really ease my comfort level, and we really hit it off humor-wise. And obviously then she introduced me to people like Koki and everything as well, and 3 AM. And I honestly, Meat has been such a pillar in my life, between somebody who also just stays in her passions and is so unapologetically herself. We just really hit it off because we were practically sisters.
All right, thank you for being friends with them.
Yes, thank you for being a fan, they're lovely.
Snuffy, so if there's no other questions, we're gonna wrap up. We wanna thank you for coming to our event.
There might be one, wait, did you have a question?
It was a quick solo one.
Go ahead. I want to hear out of here, come on, please, bless my ears.
Everyone. So I'm following up my serious, interesting question with a very silly one. Can we have a redeem where we could throw a rocket at that giant moon that's an old French science fiction movie to reduce the smugness that mocks us to extreme?
That's a genius idea. I will do that. Yes, I'm actually utilizing 3D programming like Warudo. I'm gonna put him in the 3D, and then I'll have him targetable so you guys can just launch rocks at him. You hate him. He mocks you, doesn't he?
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Follow-up stupid question. If we hit the moon with the rock, can it turn into the moon from Soul Eater with like it's attacking with like what's a remnant moon? It's
Ruby
missing
too, like,
chunks.
yeah, it's like broken.
Yeah, all the different moons from all the anime and video games just went like
Yes, that's another great idea. If I wanted to expand a bit about that, I bet I could find somebody who can create a unique browser source where you guys have probably seen like with subathons, like there's unique meters and they can kind of like hit a peak and be animated. I bet we could do something like during like a sub train or something, it just progressively gets more beat.
we hit the moon with bits.
Great idea.
We hit the moon with bits. Rockets.
Yes. Thank you guys, that's a great idea. I love how much he's become such an iconic character. I just found all these like crazy moon pictures and everybody has loved them. He's insane.
Right, Snuffy, so I think we're gonna close up the panel. I did wanna let you know. I just wanted to let you know one thing. I know you mentioned Outlaw Showtime. They're actually hosting a community panel today, later at about 6:30 p.m. So make sure to go check it out. So why don't we get ready for the photo? So I'll have all the attendees kind of come from the mic backwards and face that way, and then we'll get Snuffy in the background.